Why would a bird declare war on its own reflection? No predator, no rival flock, just a silent surface and sudden aggression. A sparrow lands, it freezes, then it charges, pecking, flapping, striking again and again. The enemy never retreats, never blinks, never surrenders. And still, the battle continues. This isn't random behavior. It isn't confusion in the simple sense, and it definitely isn't accidental. Something deeper is happening the moment feathers meet glass, something wired into instinct. Today we're going to investigate why birds attack mirrors, and why this strange conflict might reveal more about survival than we expect. If you enjoy exploring the hidden logic behind animal behavior like the video, share your thoughts below, and check the carefully selected books and wildlife gear in the description and pinned comment. Curated suggestions connected to the world of this channel. The investigation begins now. It usually starts in spring. Light changes, days grow longer, hormones rise. Across parks, gardens, and forest edges, male birds begin scanning their surroundings differently. What was neutral space weeks ago now becomes potential territory. A window reflects the sky. A car mirror flashes movement. A polished surface suddenly holds another bird. From the outside, the scene looks almost absurd. A robin hopping closer, tilting its head, pausing, then striking. But inside the bird's nervous system, nothing about this moment feels strange. The intruder is perfectly positioned. Same size, same posture, same intensity. And most importantly, it doesn't leave. For a territorial species, that detail matters, because in the wild, hesitation can mean losing food, nesting space, or a mate. The mirror doesn't just show an image, it creates a challenge, and the bird responds exactly as evolution prepared it to. But what makes territory so powerful that even an illusion becomes worth fighting for? For many bird species, territory is not a preference. It is survival geometry. A defined patch of land means access to food sources, nesting sites, safe perches, and visibility over approaching threats. Without it, breeding success drops sharply. During breeding season especially, the brain shifts priorities. Hormones like testosterone increase. Vigilance rises. Tolerance decreases. Space becomes personal. A male robin, sparrow, or cardinal does not simply occupy an area. It defends it. Through song, through posture, through controlled displays. Most conflicts never escalate. One bird sings, another retreats. The boundary stabilizes. But a reflection breaks this system. The opponent mirrors every move. It matches every display. It never signals submission. From the bird's perspective, this is not a misunderstanding. It is a rival that refuses to respect territory. And in nature, a rival that doesn't retreat is a serious threat. But why can't the bird recognize that the rival is itself? To us, a mirror is obvious. We understand reflection. We expect symmetry. But self-recognition is not universal in the animal kingdom. Only a small number of species consistently recognize themselves in mirrors. Some primates, dolphins, elephants, a few birds like magpies. Most birds do not pass what scientists call the mirror self-recognition test. That doesn't mean they lack intelligence. It means their brains evolved for different priorities. In the wild, rapid pattern recognition is more useful than philosophical self-awareness. A shape that matches your species, your size, your posture, inside your territory is categorized quickly. Rival. The visual system processes movement, color patterns, and threat displays. It does not pause to question identity. There is no internal dialogue, no abstract reflection about reflection, just stimulus and response. And because the image reacts instantly and perfectly, it reinforces the illusion. But vision is only part of the story, because birds don't defend territory with sight alone. A bird's brain is small, but highly specialized. Its visual processing is exceptionally fast. Movement detection is precise. Pattern recognition is efficient. These systems evolved for survival under pressure, spotting predators, identifying rivals, locating food in complex environments. There is little evolutionary advantage in pausing to question a stimulus. When a bird sees another bird-shaped figure inside its territory, the neural pathway activates almost instantly. Threat assessment, posture alignment, escalation readiness. In natural conditions, this system works well. Real rivals behave with variation. They shift angles, they hesitate, they eventually retreat. But a mirror produces perfect symmetry. Every display is matched, every threat is returned, every movement is synchronized. From a neurological perspective, that consistency does not signal illusion. It signals persistence. And persistence in territorial logic equals escalation. Yet sight alone would not sustain the conflict for long, because birds also rely on another signal: sound. In nature, territorial disputes are rarely silent. Birds announce ownership through song. They warn rivals with calls. They negotiate boundaries acoustically long before physical contact. Sound carries information, strength, distance, intent. But a mirror does not sing. When a bird confronts its reflection, it sees a rival, yet hears nothing. This absence creates a strange imbalance. The visual signal says, intruder. The auditory signal says, nothing. Instead of resolving the conflict, this mismatch can intensify it. Why? Because silence from a rival inside your territory is unusual. It can signal direct challenge, a refusal to engage in normal warning rituals. Some species even increase vocal output near reflective surfaces, trying to provoke a response. But none comes. The reflection remains present, visible, provocative, unresponsive, and in the logic of territorial animals, an unresponsive rival is unpredictable, which makes it potentially dangerous. But territorial defense is not only about rivals, it is also about something else: reproduction. Mirror attacks are not evenly distributed throughout the year. They peak in spring. As daylight increases, a bird's endocrine system responds. Hormone levels rise, especially testosterone in males. Neural circuits linked to aggression and courtship become more active. Behavior shifts, tolerance narrows, alertness heightens, territorial boundaries harden. During this period, the cost of losing space is high. A territory is not just land, it is a platform for attracting a mate and raising offspring. An intruder now represents more than competition for food. It threatens reproductive success. So when a bird sees its reflection during breeding season, the response is amplified by chemistry. What might have been ignored in winter becomes urgent in spring. The reflection appears at the worst possible time, when the brain is primed for defense. And because hormones reduce hesitation, escalation happens faster. But something interesting also occurs. Not every bird keeps attacking indefinitely. At some point, many stop, which raises a new question. If the mirror never retreats, why doesn't the fight continue forever? Territorial aggression is costly. Every strike against glass burns energy. Every display increases stress. Every minute spent fighting is a minute not spent feeding or guarding a nest. Evolution favors effective defense, not endless conflict. Over time, many birds reduce mirror attacks. Some shift strategy. Instead of striking, they posture. Instead of escalating, they patrol nearby. Why? Because behavior adapts through feedback. In a natural confrontation, escalation produces change. The rival retreats. Distance increases. The outcome is measurable. With a mirror, escalation produces nothing new. No retreat, no advance, no variation. The nervous system begins to register this abnormal stability. For some individuals, the stimulus loses urgency. Habituation sets in. The reflection becomes background. But not always. Species differ. Individuals differ. Context matters. And sometimes the mirror keeps triggering the same loop, which reveals something deeper. Aggression here is not about anger. It is about prediction. A bird's behavior is not random reaction. It is prediction under pressure. When defending territory, the brain constantly evaluates. Will this action remove the threat? Will this display change the opponent's behavior? In the wild, most signals alter outcomes. A louder song pushes a rival back. A dive display forces retreat. The system learns through consequence. But a mirror breaks prediction. No matter the intensity of the attack, nothing changes. The opponent remains fixed in distance and behavior. From a cognitive standpoint, this creates a loop with no resolution. Some birds respond by escalating briefly. Others withdraw sooner. A few repeat the cycle over days. The difference often depends on species ecology and personality traits. Boldness, stress tolerance, prior experience. This tells us something important. The bird is not blindly attacking glass. It is running a behavioral program designed for a world where rivals eventually respond. And in that world, the program usually works. But modern environments add something evolution never prepared them for: reflective surfaces everywhere. For most of avian evolutionary history, mirrors did not exist. Water could reflect, but only under specific conditions: calm, horizontal, often distorted, and reflections in water shift with angle and ripple. Glass is different. It is vertical, stable, perfectly symmetrical. Urban environments multiply these surfaces: windows, vehicles, metal structures, polished walls. To a territorial bird, this creates repeated intrusions inside what feels like a secure boundary. The problem is not intelligence, it is mismatch. Evolution fine-tuned perception for forests, fields, and shorelines, not architecture. When a robin attacks a window, it is applying ancient rules to a new context. Rules that evolved long before cities. And here is the paradox. The very system that makes birds efficient defenders in nature makes them vulnerable to illusions in human environments. Which brings us back to the original question. If this behavior seems irrational to us, what does it reveal about perception itself? A bird striking a mirror looks like confusion, but it is something else. It is a survival system working exactly as designed. In the wrong environment, the bird sees a rival because its brain is optimized to detect patterns that threaten territory and reproduction. It acts because hesitation once carried real cost. The mirror does not expose weakness, it exposes efficiency. A perception system built for forests and open skies now encounters glass and steel. The rules remain ancient, the context is new, and that tension creates the conflict. So when a bird attacks its reflection, we are not watching foolishness, we are watching evolution collide with modern surfaces. The question was never, why can't the bird understand the mirror? The better question is, how often do our own instincts misread the environments we create? If you're curious about more hidden patterns in animal behavior, explore the next video on the channel. Because the natural world always reveals more than it first appears.